Hello everyone, this is SIVAGAMI from SNS College of Engineering. As I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Information Technology, here we're going to learn about the topic is risk planning and management in software project management. Risk planning. First we're going to learn about risk planning. How to deal with the risk after the identification. First we're going to identify the risk and then we have to think how to handle that risk, how to deal the risk. Okay, here I give one flow chart. Look at this. The first one, identify the risk. The first one is identify the risk. Risk response, what will you do with the risk? Risk response, what will you do the risk? First one is avoid, acceptance, reduce and then transform. Avoid, accept, reduce, transform. Avoid, eliminate the business factors that lets the risk. If suppose any business factors lets the risk, you just avoid. Okay, and then accept, reduce, accept it based on the cost benefits analytics risk that you choose to accept, reduce. Try to steps, try to avoid, reduce the cost of the risk. Try to avoid or reduce the cost of the risk. And then the next one is the transform. Move the risk to someone else. Move the risk to someone else. Here in the square I give the threats. Threats means the any program interrupts. Okay, first point is avoid, then mitigate, accept and then transform. Risk acceptance. Do nothing options. Ignore some risk in order to concentrate on more damaging risk. Ignore some risk in order to concentrate on more damaging risk. Damage influenced by some risk would less than cost of the each less than cost of action that might reduce the probability of risk happening. Risk avoidance. Some activities so prone to accident, so avoid them altogether. Instead of developing software from scratch, retain existing certain methods. Busy of the self solutions. Here I give the custom versus of the self software. The next one is risk reduction. Go ahead with the risk, but take precautions to reduce the probability of risk. Example, staff might be moving away from the project. For example, staff might be moving away from project. Keep them with the bounds after the completion. Fairly commercial of the staff cost, risk. Okay, integration, upgradation, no source code, appealing failures but buyouts. Okay, risk reduction versus risk mitigation. Reduction versus risk mitigation. Risk reduction is acceptance to reduce the likelihood of their risk occurring. Risk mitigation is action to ensure that the impact of risk lessened with it occurs. Mitigation is closely associated with the consistency planning. Risk transform. The next one is risk transform. Risk is transformed to another person or organization. Risk is transformed to another person or organization. Software development risk is outsourced to an outside agency for fixed fee. Suppliers quite higher cost to cover risk associated with it. External agency have productivity advantages as its developers are experienced. Contingency. Risk reduction activity have small impact on reducing time portability of risk. Contingency plan. Planned action to be carried out if practically risk materialized. One staff ill, other dragged into the project. Prevention measure for risk reduce the incur cost regardless of risk materialized or not. Cost associated with contingency plan only incur if the risk actively materialized. Here I give deciding on risk actions. The balance we'll see on the next video. Thank you everyone.